Now this video is going to be video number 2 of the 5 things every teacher should know about Google Forms. We're going to deal with how to send this form out to your students, how to get this form into the hands of your students. There's a couple things that you can do. First is when you're in edit mode on the form, under the Send Form button at the top, you can click on that and it'll give you a few options. You can use this link up here and send that URL link out. You can use this embed code and embed the form onto a site, or you can send this out to people via their email address. This is very useful if you already have collected everyone's email addresses. For example, I have this form here. If I wanted to send it out to all these students, all I'd have to do is I would highlight what I want to send, I would copy that, and then when I go back to my form, I would just paste those email addresses in directly here. And what I can have this do is I can have them actually email all these people saying I've shared a form with you. The easiest probably is to direct your students there via the URL link. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this URL link here. Now keep in mind that if you're viewing the live form, it's the same URL link as this is up here. With that URL link, there's a few different things you can do. If you have a student management system like School Loop, you can send that out through that program. If you want your students to pull it up in class, you can use a URL shortener, something like bit.ly. And if you use bit.ly and log in, all you have to do is you paste in at the top, and bit.ly will shorten that URL for you. So I lost my URL link. I'll go copy it one more time. I'll go down to bit.ly. I'll paste it in here, and what it's actually done is it's already shortened this. But if I want to customize it, I'll put short form URL2. Okay, and I can customize that. I can save this now, and so any student would have to type in bit.ly/shortform URL2. That is case sensitive, but it makes things a little bit easier than students trying to type in this really long URL address. Now another option is to create a QR code. If you just Google QR code generator, you'll find a site that could be similar to this. What a QR code is it creates a barcode that people can scan on their phone in order to access a certain web page. So I would put in the URL, and I would paste in the URL, and I would shorten URL. And what it'll do is it'll create this static URL or QR code. If I save it or download it and make a copy of it, what I can do is I can post that QR code onto a document. If it's the first day of school and I want all parents to fill out something when they come in for back to school night, I guess that wouldn't be on the first day of school, but if I wanted parents to come in, I could post up this QR code. People would take out their phones, use their QR reader, and it would automatically take them to the form that I'm asking them to fill out, and they could fill it out right from their phone. For people who don't have QR readers on their phone, they're usually available on the App Store or the Play Store. They're very easy to download. They're often free, and it's just an app that you would open up and it would turn your phone into a barcode scanner. It'll allow you to do that. So that's another really useful way. Maybe you want to have multiple options to access your form. Now the last way to share your form might be the most useful. If you have a class website, you can put your form on that website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up a Google site I've made, and I'm going to edit pages. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this QR code directly, or this QR code, well I could put the QR code on here, but I'm also going to put the form directly on this home page. So if I want the form at the very top, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to click on my drive. And you'll notice there's a section to insert a form directly from my drive. And what do you know? It's going to search through my drive and it's going to find all my forms, and right here is one thing every teacher should know about Google Forms. I'll select that, and what this will automatically do is it's automatically going to put it into my Google site. Notice how it's gray right now. If I want to center it, I can. When I save this page, you'll see that the actual form will pop up and people can complete that form directly on this website. Now, if you're not using Google Sites, or if you didn't actually create that form but you still wanted to share it, when you go to the Insert tab, and I'm just going to delete this image right now, but when I go to the Insert tab, if it's not in my drive or the same account that I'm using, I won't see it here. There is another way to embed those forms, and also this is what you would do if you were not using Google Sites. But when you go back to your form in edit mode and you go back to that send form, remember there was this option to embed, and what this does is this gives you the HTML code, and you can go ahead and you can change the pixel width and height if you'd like. But all you have to do is you copy that code and select done. And when you go to your site, if you didn't have that option to insert, most sites have an option to work in HTML. If you click on the HTML box, you'll notice that all of a sudden my page looks very, very different. If I want to insert this at the top, all I have to do is paste that embed code at the top. Now notice within this code you can see where it says width and you can see where it says height. I can change those numbers and it will change the width and the height of the image that is actually going to embed in my site. So again, if I hit that, you'll see I get this gray gadget again. I can center it if I'd like. And now if I hit the save button, once again I have that form. It's going to look a little bit larger because the pixel width was much larger than the last one, but again, people can then fill out this form directly on your website. Alright, have a fantastic day, everybody, and stay tuned for part 3 of 5 things that every teacher should know about using Google Forms.